Conor McGregor, or the Notorious as he's known in MMA circles, came from nothing to become the face of mixed martial arts. From his ferocious knockout power to his notorious trash talk, McGregor rose to become the king of combat sports. The Notorious was born Conor Anthony McGregor to Irish parents in Crumlin, Dublin. Coming from a small suburb like Crumlin, you could say McGregor was a snot-nosed kid with a dream. His parents didn't have much, but it didn't matter, and they lived life to the fullest. Just like kids his age, McGregor took a liking to sports, and he loved playing football with his friends. He would later go on to play for the Lord's Celtic Football Club. By the age of 12, Conor McGregor had a tough time with bullies, and he made a decision that would change his life forever. In a bid to get back at his bullies, McGregor joined a boxing club to learn how to fight. McGregor went to the gym to boost his confidence against his attackers, but he found so much more. In 2006, McGregor's family made the decision to move to Lucan, Dublin, a decision that would set him on the path to greatness. Growing up in a new place, McGregor needed a friend, and that friend came in the form of Tom Egan. They met on the first day at school, and they became instant friends. They both trained wherever they could, in the Dublin Boxing Club or occasionally at the MMA gym near their home. Coming from a working-class family, Conor McGregor couldn't afford to stay idle for too long. And this is where his story with plumbing comes in. McGregor learned the craft as a plumber's apprentice, and if fighting didn't come through, at least he could make a living. There were times when he would work 12-hour days before heading to the gym to train as a fighter. When McGregor gave up plumbing to train full-time, his parents weren't keen on his decision, and it would sometimes lead to fights. McGregor stuck to his grind, and it didn't take long before Irish martial art coach John Kavanagh took notice of McGregor's raw talent and took him under his wing. Under the tutelage of Kavanagh, Conor began training in martial arts, and by the age of 18, he made his debut as an amateur. During his early amateur years, Kavanagh had to teach McGregor to reel in his aggression, making him less unpredictable off the ring. His first amateur fight was against Kieran Campbell for the Irish Ring of Truth promotion in Dublin on the 17th of February in 2007. Conor McGregor gave the crowd a glimpse of what to expect by winning the bout via a TKO in the first round. Conor McGregor soon turned professional and began training at the Straight Blast Gym, SBG, in Dublin, under John Kavanagh. In March 2008, he made his debut as a pro in the lightweight division, going on to defeat Gary Morris in the second round via TKO. Not being one to slow down, McGregor headed into his next fight against Mo Taylor, putting on an impressive show and winning the fight. McGregor was looking to spice things up, and he made his featherweight debut against Artemij Sitnikov. Unfortunately for a brash McGregor, the fight didn't go as planned, with Artemij Sitnikov coming out of the bout with the win. Before the fight with Artemij Sitnikov, McGregor was as proud as a peacock, and it didn't help matters that he ran his mouth before entering the ring. Artemij Sitnikov took McGregor to the ground, and he used his experience in the art of submission to end the match in what felt like 69 seconds. McGregor's loss to Artemij Sitnikov really hit him hard, and he even contemplated abandoning the sport altogether. Knowing he needed a boost, his mother Margaret McGregor had to step in to convince her son to power through his loss and keep on practicing mixed martial arts. His next fight was in the featherweight class against Conor Dillon, and he seemed to have recovered enough confidence to win the fight by TKO. Even with the win, McGregor was devastated by his loss at the hands of Artemij Sitnikov. He would miss training and later went 22 months without fighting. During the 22-month period, McGregor didn't fight and had nothing to do and was surviving on unemployment checks. Kavanagh set up McGregor with a gig at the SBG gym, where he taught kids how to box. Meanwhile, Tom Egan powered his way through and got signed on to fight the undercard in June 2009's UFC 93 in Dublin. It was a groundbreaking moment in Ireland, as Egan became the first Irish-born fighter to compete in the big leagues of MMA. Looking at what his pal Tom accomplished, McGregor had all the motivation he needed to put in the work to fight for what he believed in. McGregor went into his next featherweight fight against Joseph Duffy with all the determination in the world. But it wasn't enough. He lost the fight after getting submitted to an arm triangle choke. Unlike his previous encounter with defeat, McGregor was unfazed by losing to Joseph Duffy. Following his defeat, the Notorious would go on an 8-fight winning streak between 2011 and 2012. During that time, he won the CWFC featherweight and lightweight championship, making him the first European professional mixed martial artist to hold titles in 2 divisions simultaneously. Conor McGregor had found his rhythm in mixed martial arts, and soon after, Dana White came calling with a contract to sign McGregor for UFC. McGregor was a showman at heart. He loved to tease his opponents before getting into the ring, and his fans loved it about him. Trash-talking opponents before fights became his thing, and this is where he gets his nickname, Notorious, for his use of psychological warfare. McGregor isn't the first athlete to trash-talk his opponents, and he's been open about his adoration for Muhammad Ali and Bruce Lee. His cocky attitude divided the Irish, as the older generation didn't take much to McGregor's personality. McGregor made his way into the UFC scene in spectacular fashion, going on a 7-fight win streak that would feature technical knockouts against fighters like Marcus Brimage, Max Holloway, and Dustin Poirier. He came in like a possessed animal, knocking out then title holder Jose Aldo in just 13 seconds. His fight with Jose Aldo will go down in history as one of his most famous bouts in the ring, further boosting his allure. Conor McGregor's next fights would remind him how easy it could be to lose it all. His 2016 fight against Nate Diaz at UFC 196 brought the Irishman his first defeat. Nate Diaz forced a submission from the Irishman in the last minute of the second round with a rear-naked chokehold. The Notorious went on to defeat Diaz by majority decision in the rematch in August 2016, before beating Eddie Alvarez via technical knockout in the lightweight championship bout 3 months later. McGregor took a 2-year hiatus from UFC, but he audaciously competed in his first professional boxing match against Floyd Mayweather. Right from time, McGregor had always preferred to use his fists rather than go to the ground like other mixed martial art fighters. He leaned towards boxing during fights, and he won several fights by way of knockout or TKO via punches. It was safe to say that Conor McGregor knew a thing or two about boxing, but taking on Floyd Mayweather was a whole different ballgame. Mayweather was the undefeated boxing champion, yet McGregor trash-talked him like he was just a regular guy. The fight took place on the 26th of August 2017 at the T-Mobile Arena. If you loved all things boxing and MMA, it was one of those fights you could never miss, and it shattered all pay-per-view records in existence. The fight ended with a win for Mayweather via TKO in the 10th round. McGregor might not have won the fight, but he left the ring with a whopping $130 million. Not bad for a boy from Ireland. After the fight with Mayweather, McGregor returned to the ring to face the undefeated Russian champion Khabib Nurmagomedov. The lead-up to the fight was filled with controversy, as McGregor was charged for attacking Nurmagomedov's bus and injuring other fighters. He took a slap on the wrist for the crime and faced Nurmagomedov for the UFC lightweight title. Khabib Nurmagomedov would go on to win the fight, but it was a thrilling performance from both fighters. With a thirst for success and having signed a 6-fight deal with the UFC, we've not seen the last of the Notorious Irishman. Many people believe Conor McGregor is a flashy fighter who lives on the knife's edge, but he brings a special type of energy to mixed martial arts that everyone loves to see. Will he ever go back to the same Conor that took UFC by storm? Tell us what you think in the comments section below this video. And if you love this video, remember to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more like it.